Okay, students, this is periodic table part 1. Now, before directly going to periodic table, we have to first go to the history of periodic table, that why there was a reason for periodic table. Now, periodic table is a type of classifying the elements into different groups. Now, in the early 19th century, more or less about 90 elements have been discovered, but they have not been grouped. So it was becoming very difficult for the studying of chemistry, because all those 90 elements have their own properties and their own behavior, their own way of preparation. Now it was becoming difficult to remember all those and correlating the property of one element with another element. So the study of chemistry was becoming very difficult, because grouping always helps us. You can see in biology also, the organisms, all the living things have been grouped. Otherwise there are so many living things, and studying everybody and remembering everybody's behavior and properties was very difficult. So in biology, what has been done, the whole living thing has been divided into plants kingdom and animal kingdom first. And then in plants kingdom also there are types of plants. In animal kingdom also there are divisions like mammals, amphibians, molluscas and arthropodas. Say for example, if I take mammals, now if I study the property of mammal, then I can know the property of human being. I can understand the property of a dog. I can also understand the property of a whale, because some of the properties matches, because all are mammals. Like all of them, they reproduce their baby. They don't lay eggs. So that is the advantage of grouping in families and all. So there was a reason for classification. That's the main reason that there are so many elements and the study of chemistry was becoming so difficult. So there was a reason. There was a it was very much necessity during that time to group all these elements, so that we can study their properties in an organized manner, and it also helps in correlating the properties of an element and relationship with one another. We can compare one element's property with the other element property and to study the behavior between them. So that was the main reasons for classifications. So during that time, the first classification was done by J.W. Drobenius. And according to the Drobenius laws of triad, what he found, that it states that certain elements displayed similar chemical properties, when they are placed in a group of 3 called triads. Now triads means it is a group of 3. So group of 3 elements in a way that the atomic mass of the middle element is equal to the arithmetic mean of the atomic mass of the other 2 elements. So what Drobenius was stating, he is stating that when we keep certain elements in such a way, certain elements means certain 3 elements, he made 3 elements a group, but he have not taken randomly any elements in it. He has taken 3 elements in a group in such a way such that the atomic weight of the middle element is approximately equal to the arithmetic mean of the other 2 elements. Now when he kept these 3 elements in this way, then he found that these 3 elements have similar properties. Say for example, Say calcium, strontium and barium, they form a triad. And if you compare their properties, they display similar property. Everybody's valency is 2. Everybody is metal. They are good conductor of electricity. Their oxides are basic in nature. That means they form basic oxide. And so on. So this is one of the example of a triad. So he made many triads like this. And after making those triads, he found that all in a triad, they display similar property. Like for example, I told you calcium, atomic weight is 40, strontium 88 and barium 137. So in a triad, the 3 elements are in such a way such that the atomic weight of the middle element is approximately the arithmetic mean of the other 2. Nearly. So it may not be exactly equal. For example, if you find the mean of calcium and strontium, then we get calcium and strontium, calcium and barium. Barium is 137, calcium is 40. Then I get the average of 40 plus 137 and divide by 2, I get 88.5, and which is approximately the atomic weight of the middle element. So that means you can understand what I told. A, B, C will be in triad and they will display similar property only when the atomic weight of the middle element is equal to the approximately equal to the arithmetic mean of the other 2. Say for example, another example you can say chlorine, bromine and iodine. So here also you can understand chlorine. Chlorine is 35.5 and then it is bromine and iodine. Now bromine is 80 and iodine is 127. Bromine is 80 and iodine is 127. Now here also all these 3 elements display similar property. All are halogens. Everybody's valency is 1. They are very reactive. They form negative valency. And all are salt producer. Sodium chloride, sodium bromide, sodium iodide, potassium chloride, potassium bromide, potassium iodide, similar salts. And these are known as halogens, this group. Chlorine, bromine, iodine, fluorine, all these are halogens. Halogens means salt producer. So here also you can see they display similar property. And if I find the average of this, say 127 plus 35.5, so 35, 45, 55, 162.5 I am getting by 2, and then approximately I am getting 81.25 and something. So approximately equal to the middle element, nearly. So here they are again forming a triad. So this is Frobenius laws of triad. Understand? But as I have told you, now we use the periodic table, the modern periodic table, and this was at the starting of classification. And the first way of classification was Frobenius laws of triad. Now all these, before modern periodic table, all the modes of classification has been discarded because naturally there were some defects. And now we follow the modern periodic table after rectifying all these defects. So in this also, the first way of classification was Frobenius laws of triad, and in this also we have some defects. Now, why this Frobenius law later have been discarded? Why? Because Frobenius failed to arrange the all known elements in triad. Because all the element that was known during that time was not coming in triad. Now, why it was not, in fact, not coming in triad means they are not following this law. Means every elements are not following this law. That means what? Sometimes even in the same family the triad was not applicable. The triad, that arithmetic mean was not coming, although they are having similar properties. Like if I take in fact fluorine is also from the halogen family. Okay, but fluorine is in fact not coming in triad. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, everybody have similar properties. But chlorine, bromine, iodine is coming in form of triad and they are showing similar properties. But fluorine also shows similar properties with chlorine, bromine and iodine, but the fluorine is not coming in the triad calculations. So he could not arrange everybody in form of, like fluorine, the atomic weight of fluorine is, then if I say then just before chlorine the halogen is fluorine, so then fluorine, chlorine, bromine also should come in triad. Now you have seen chlorine, bromine, iodine was coming in triad and their properties are matching. But if I then take fluorine, then fluorine, chlorine, bromine, although their properties are matching, they are not coming in triad. See, if you can see here, fluorine 19, chlorine 35.5 and bromine 80. Now if I get the mean of 80 and 19, 80 plus 19 and divide by 2, you are getting you think it more or less you are getting 50. Means 49.5 you are getting. 80 plus 19 and divide by 2, you will get 99 by 2 and you are getting 49.5. But the middle element chlorine is not 49.5, it is far less than that, and that is 35.5. So if it was a law, then it should be applicable for every element, not for selective element. And sometimes what was happening, that they are coming in triad calculation but the properties are not matching. So both way, and therefore this law is not fully applicable for every element and therefore it has been discarded. Understand? Okay, now next is after the discard of Frobenius laws of triad. Okay, now Newlands came, John Newland, and then he proposed his Newland's laws of octaves. Now what it states, that this law states that when elements are arranged by increasing atomic masses, the properties of every eighth element starting from any element are a repetition of the properties of starting element. That means he proposed that we should first arrange all the known elements according to the increasing atomic weight. Like the lowest atomic weight is hydrogen, then it is lithium, then beryllium, then boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen. So whatever elements was known, he has arranged everybody in ascending order, and then he stated that the property of the every eighth element starting from anywhere is the repetition of the first element. Like if I start from say lithium here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then lithium and sodium display similar properties. Like if I start from oxygen here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that means oxygen and sulfur display similar properties. Like oxygen valence is 2, sulfur valence is 2. Both are non-metals. Both are electronegative. So that means their properties will match. It is similar to that of the notes of octaves. Now octaves in Hindi we say sargam, we say there are 7, sargam we say, that is sa re ga ma pa dha ni. But what we say? We say sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa. So after ni again we repeat sa. That means the 8th is the repetition of the first, and therefore the name is octaves. But in English we don't say sa re ga ma. The English, the octave is, it is do re mi fa sol la ti do, like that. So similar. So that means if I start from here, I say sa re ga ma pa dha ni, again sa. So the property of the every 8th element is the repetition of the first element. So that means what he stated that every element should be first arranged in the ascending order of their atomic weight, starting from the lowest. And then he told that the properties of every 8th element is the repetition of the first element, just like the musical octaves. And therefore the name is Newland's law of octaves. But here also there was a problem, and therefore there were some problem, and therefore this law has also been discarded. The first is that the more or less this law was okay for the lighter elements, but it was not okay for the heavier elements, especially those who are beyond calcium. Up to calcium it was working. Okay, so up to calcium means, say after sulfur we have chlorine, say potassium and calcium. But after calcium the properties were not matching everywhere. Now these laws of octaves were not happening there. So up to calcium, like I start from here again, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So again this properties is matching, this 3 properties is matching, this 3 properties matching. But for heavier elements after this, iron, copper and all this, when those elements came, they are not coming in a group whose properties are matching with them. And therefore this is also has been discarded. And sometimes what happens, like cobalt and nickel came in a group, in the same group where fluorine and chlorine are there. Although cobalt, nickel, cobalt, nickel, fluorine, chlorine, they are different. But in this arrangement what happens, I'm not giving you whole arrangement, not necessary. You have in your syllabus there is only law, because all this has been discarded. So their table description is not important. It is just as a history, you have to know the law and why it has been discarded. So all the elements, after all the 90 elements has been arranged, then it was found that the cobalt, nickel, fluorine, chlorine are coming in a same group. Although they should not come in a same group, because their properties are not matching. So due to these reasons, this law also have been discarded. Okay, after Newland's laws of octaves, now Mendeleev proposed Mendeleev's periodic law, and he made a periodic table. And this periodic table consists of vertical columns, and they are known as groups, like group 1, group which consists of A and B, and all these vertical columns are named as group 1, then group 2, and then group 3, and like this. And horizontal rows, and they are known as periods. So Mendeleev was the first to bring all the elements in vertical columns, inside these vertical columns, and horizontal rows in form of groups and periods. And now the modern periodic table what we use, that also consists of groups and periods. That means the concept of modern periodic table actually came from Mendeleev periodic table, and therefore Mendeleev is rightly called the father of periodic table. And he also have that similar concept, and he states that according to the Mendeleev's periodic law, on this concept this periodic table has been framed. And he states that the physical and chemical properties of an element are the periodic functions of their atomic weight. That means what Mendeleev told? Mendeleev told that the physical and chemical properties of an element actually depend on its atomic weight, if I say in that way. And as the atomic weight changes of elements, their property also shows periodic changes. And he has also arranged all the elements in ascending order, but the difference from Newlands is that he has made groups, named them as groups and periods. So that is Mendeleev's periodic table. Okay. And after arranging all the elements in the periodic table, he found that in a particular group the property of the elements are matching. That means group 1, all the elements that is in the group, say sodium and potassium and lithium, all these are in group 1 and their properties are matching. And in a period their property changes gradually because the groups are changing. So the main in the periodic table, Mendeleev periodic table, in a particular group the properties are matching, and in a period as we go from left to right there is a gradual changes in the property, gradual changes, it's not a sudden change, and therefore it is called a periodic table. Period means, periods means a gradual interval, there is a certain interval and gradually it is changing, it's not a drastic change. Okay, say you have sodium here, in fact it is in period 3, it is in sodium, you will learn in modern periodic table, you will understand. Say sodium, then magnesium, then aluminium like this, and then silicon, then phosphorus, then sulfur, and then chlorine like this. And suppose in group 1 you are having hydrogen, you are having lithium, you are having sodium, you are having potassium. So suppose in a particular group, as I have told you, that their properties will match. Now leaving hydrogen, hydrogen is behave both as a metal and a non-metal. But if I say lithium, sodium, potassium, their properties are same. They are all alkalis, they alkali metal, they form strong hydroxide, strong base. All are metals, everybody's valency is 1. So that means in a particular group their properties are matching. But as we go from left to right, there is a gradual changes in the property. Say the most common example I tell you, sodium is a metal, magnesium is a metal, aluminium is a metal, silicon is a metalloid, phosphorus is a non-metal, sulfur is a non-metal, chlorine is a non-metal. So you can understand from metal to non-metal there is it's not that this one is metal and the next one is non-metal and again next is metal, it's not like that. So that means metal to metalloid to non-metal. If you see good conductor, very good conductor, very good conductor, very good conductor, semiconductor, bad conductor, bad conductor, bad conductor. So again there is a gradual. So this is called periodicity, and hence this is known as a periodic table. So you can understand in a particular group the properties are matching, and in a periods as we go from left to right there is a gradual changes in the properties, and this is Mendeleev's periodic law, and all this arrangement has been done according to the increasing atomic weight of the elements. Okay. Okay, now is the defects of Mendeleev's periodic table. Now, like others, Mendeleev also have some defect. Now, and hence this has also been discarded. So, what are the main defects? The first is that there were some anomalous pair. Anomalous means, anomalous means peculiar, which should not happen. So, that is called anomalous. Now, according to Mendeleev periodic law, in Mendeleev periodic table, how the elements have been arranged? It has been arranged in the increasing order of atomic weight. So that means the lower atomic weight should come first and the higher atomic weight should be next. But sometimes this anomalous things happened. Like argon 39.9 precedes potassium 39.1. So in certain parts what happened? Now these are groups. So argon is placed before then potassium, although argon should be here because argon is 39.9, potassium is 39.1, but in the periodic table argon is coming first and potassium is next. Mendeleev could not explain this. Mendeleev has placed this purposely, but the thing is that Mendeleev should have placed argon this side and potassium this side. But in the periodic table, what Mendeleev has done? Mendeleev has kept argon here and potassium there. Now why? He was forced to do that. Because if he does not do that, and if he keep potassium first and argon next according to the atomic weight, then what is happening? Potassium is, the property of potassium is not matching with the group in which it is coming. You understand what I am telling? Because this is a group and this is a group. In all these group, all the elements, the property should match. But if he is keeping potassium in his usual place according to the normal condition, then he has to keep potassium first and argon then. But as he have kept potassium first and argon, after that he found that the potassium and the argon, their properties are not matching with their respective group. But if he keeps opposite, then their properties are matching. And since their properties are matching, he has kept those elements in those group only without giving any proper explanation. Because he could not explain that, he don't know the reason. So there are some anomalous pair like cobalt also. Cobalt is coming first and then nickel. Although according to this atomic weight, nickel should come first and the cobalt should be then. Now this is also due to the same reason. The properties are not matching and therefore these are called anomalous pairs. So this Mendeleev could not explain. Again a problem with isotopes. Now Mendeleev has not given separate place for isotopes. Although according to Mendeleev's periodic law, isotopes should be given separate place. Why? Because what are isotopes? Isotopes are atom of same element having same atomic number but different mass number, or we can say different atomic weight. Say for example, you see hydrogen have 3 isotopes. Their atomic number is same but their atomic weight is different. Then according to Mendeleev, then hydrogen should be given 3 place. This 3 hydrogen should be, this is protium, this is deuterium, this is tritium. The 3 hydrogen, 3 types of hydrogen, they are isotopes, you can say. They are chemically same but their mass is different. Then according to Mendeleev's periodic law, this hydrogen and this hydrogen, all these 3 types of hydrogen should be placed in 3 different groups. But Mendeleev has not given 3 different groups for hydrogen. Because otherwise their property is not matching, will not match. Like chlorine. Chlorine also have 2 isotopes. One is 35 chlorine and one is 37 chlorine. Then in this case also this chlorine and this chlorine should have different place. But if Mendeleev gives this chlorine and this chlorine different places, the properties of that chlorine is not matching with that group. So he forced to not give any separate place for isotopes. He have given only one place for a particular element. So there was no separate place for isotopes, and Mendeleev could not explain this also. Same position of, say, there is a problem with hydrogen also. Mendeleev has given two places for hydrogen. One is in group 1A, that is in the group of, say, sodium or potassium, and he has also given the position of hydrogen in the group 7A, that is in the position of chlorine, bromine and iodine, that's halogen. That means hydrogen is placed in group 1 also, group 7 also. Why? Because hydrogen can form both positive ion, as in HCl. HCl you can see it is H plus and Cl minus, so hydrogen is behaving like metal, sodium, so therefore hydrogen is kept here. Hydrogen act as a non-metal also, and it form negative ion also, as in sodium hydride. Sodium hydride means it consists of Na plus and H minus. So it is similar to that of chlorine, so therefore hydrogen is kept here also, because hydrogen behaves in both way. It has a capability of forming positive ions, it has a capability of forming negative ions. So that means, and therefore Mendeleev has kept hydrogen in two groups. In group 1 also, that means in the same group where sodium and potassium lies, and in group 7 also, 7A, in the same group in which the halogens lies. So these are some of the problems with this Mendeleev periodic table. Sometimes what happens, grouping of chemically dissimilar elements. Sometimes what happens, it was found that there were some chemically dissimilar elements which were in a particular group. It should not be there. Like copper and silver lies in the same group as lithium and sodium, that is group 1. Although copper and silver, the property is not same as lithium and sodium. The lithium and sodium, they are very strong metal, they are very reactive. Copper and silver are not very reactive, they are not very strong metals. But the copper and silver has been kept in that same. So these are some of the problems. There are some of the defects which was not been rectified or explained properly. Again, separation of chemically dissimilar elements also. Sometimes chemically dissimilar elements also were found in separate groups, like gold and platinum. So similar. They are both are noble metals, both are unreactive. But gold and platinum were found to be in different groups. So these are some of the defects of the Mendeleev periodic table, and therefore this periodic table is also has been discarded. Okay. Okay. Now next come modern periodic law. Now this modern periodic law was proposed by Moseley. Now after the defects of Mendeleev periodic law, and it has been discarded. The main thing that struck Moseley is that, why Jobiniers, Newlands, Mendeleev, everybody, they were not successful. There were defects. Then he tried to find out the main reason why it is happening. Now, in everybody's law, in every law, there was there was a serious problem, the serious logical problem, and therefore all this law has been discarded. Newland's law, the Jobiniers law, the Mendeleev law, there was a problem. Naturally, there was some logistic problem is there. And what was the main logistic problem? Their main logistic problem was that the chemical and physical properties depend upon the atomic weight. So that was their main problem. Because Moseley found that the chemical property cannot depend on the atomic weight, because the atomic weight depends upon the neutron and proton. And the neutron and proton never take part in a chemical reaction. You know, in when two elements react like this, say sodium and chlorine reacts to become NaCl, and if I balance, I give this. That means 2 sodium reacting with 2 chlorine. This is 2 sodium atom. This is 2 chlorine atom and 1 chlorine molecule, Cl2, ClCl. And you see what you are getting? 2 NaCl. So that means you are getting Na and you are getting Cl. So you are getting 2. So they are reacting, only the electrons take part in a chemical reaction. The nucleus does not take part. The neutron and proton does not take part. So how can the chemical property depend upon the atomic weight? Now if you see in a better way, if you see the structure, now see sodium. Sodium is 11, atomic number is 2, 8 and 1. Chlorine is 17, means electronic configuration is 2, 8 and 7. So and if you see sodium, atomic mass is 23, chlorine it is 35. So you have proton as 11, electron as 11, neutron as 12, right? Here you have proton as 17, electron as 17 and neutron as 18. Now if you see the structure, what happens? Sodium chloride, neutron, proton, you have 11 proton and 12 neutron. This is the nucleus. Sodium 2, 8 and 1. The first shell you have 2 electron, then you have 8 and then you have 1 electron in the outermost shell, and then plus chlorine. Now chlorine you have 17 proton, 18 neutron and electronic configuration is 287. So first is 2, second is 8, then it is 7. And during chemical reaction, atom wants to become stable. How it can become stable? By becoming 8 in its outermost shell. So what sodium will do? Sodium has 1 electron in the outermost shell. It will give 1 electron to chlorine. So this sodium will also become 2 and 8. And this chlorine also become 2, 8 and 8. And they will become stable and then they will form sodium chloride. So 1 electron will be lost here. Now if you see here in this dot diagram, I am just doing the last shell electron. So this is sodium last shell electron, and then chlorine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. And then sodium lost 1 electron and it formed Na plus. And chlorine has gained 1 electron and it forms Cl minus. And then it forms what? NaCl. And you see in all these reactions, this proton, neutron, the proton, neutron never take part. Only this electron took part. So there was no changes here. So here also sodium, in this sodium also there are 11 electron and 12 proton. And here in this sodium also there are 11 proton and 12 neutron. So there is no change in this proton and neutron. But although there is a new chemical is formed, a new compound is formed, there is a chemical change. But there is no change in this nucleus configuration. So that means how can a chemical property depend upon neutron and proton? That means therefore how can a chemical property depend upon atomic weight? That means the chemical property does not depend on atomic weight. It should depend on atomic number, because atomic number means the number of proton or number of electron, and proton and electron is same. And hence Moseley proposed the modern periodic law, and he states that that the physical and chemical properties of an elements are the periodic functions of their atomic number. Now what Mendeleev has done, he has arranged all the elements in ascending order of atomic weight that has been replaced with atomic number by Moseley, and he has also made the periodic table but according to the atomic number. So he has arranged all the elements in order of atomic number, and in this modern periodic table also he has divided into groups and periods that I will explain in the next video. All the explanation of modern periodic table I will explain in my next video. Understand? Now after this modern periodic law, some of the problem of Mendeleev periodic table has been now, it has been rectified. Means it has been explained. In Mendeleev periodic law it was looking defect, but in Mendeleev periodic law it was okay. For example, if you remember, in case of Mendeleev periodic law, one of the defect was anomalous pair. And anomalous pair, argon was 39.9 and potassium was 39.1. Then argon should go this side and potassium, but in Mendeleev periodic law this argon was before and potassium was after that. But actually the atomic number of argon is 18 and atomic number of potassium is 19. So in that case actually argon only should come first. So that means it has been explained, but it was looking as a defect in a problem in a Mendeleev because their atomic means the weight was different, 39.9 and 39.1, but the atomic number of argon is less than of potassium, and therefore argon is coming first and potassium next. Second problem was that isotopes problem is also now solved. Because in isotopes all the elements are having same atomic number, so there is no question of keeping different isotopes of the same element in different groups. Like I told you, I have protium, protium, deuterium, tritium. Now according to Mendeleev periodic table, these three has to be kept in different group. But according to modern periodic table, they all have same atomic number, so they can be kept in the same group. Same thing for chlorine also. Chlorine 3517 and chlorine 3717 will also be kept in the same group because their atomic number is same. Understand? So this is how the problem of Mendeleev periodic table has been solved in the modern periodic table. Okay, so this is the end of part 1. In the next video we will explain all about modern periodic law. Okay, that is only in your syllabus main. Okay.